reflection of this being wet still. Still wet. Was you able to see it? Okay. Ooh, doggy, what a mess we got into today. So we've already took up one layer of, we took up the vinyl. Look here, you can see what we did there. One layer particle board and vinyl, and then some other old vinyl here. And this in here actually had another old vinyl. You can see what we took up there. And then that vinyl. And we're going to have to take this layer up also. I was super glad to see that. These slats go, that actually looks straight. These in here, I believe, are on a 45. Probably, they might actually be straight too. Look at there. So I'm super glad that there is another floor underneath here. Really happy to see that. And there's tar paper down as well. So that is bone dry right there. This is still very little wet. They thought the baptismal had leaked, but this is absolutely looks like it's the toilet that had leaked. So ran out over here and right down through there. Looks like it was the toilet had leaked for a long time. It was the green vinyl, this vinyl, and the green vinyl there was actually wet still when we pulled up that first layer. So okay, we finally got 2 layers of subfloor taken up. We are down to the original slats on the floor now. We got it vacuumed around the edges over the whole floor. We did take out the vanity, everything. We got down to the bones here. Fixing to, you can see daylight right down there, so we're fixing to cover this bad boy up with felt paper. Start working on the plywood, installing 2 layers back of 3/4 just to get it back up to the original height. That way everything is level. And I'll tell you what, they don't build stuff like they used to. This thing is rotted out big time, still solid as anything. Everywhere, it's still super solid. Yet the floor on top of it is just jacked up, son. Oakley dokley, artichoke. So I didn't put no super fancy clean plywood down here because this is just the build up. This is the bottom layer. We're going to put a nice sheet of plywood on top, something that's going to be good enough to install sheet vinyl over. So this just a filler to raise it up. We got one more layer to go down. Once we get done here, and we'll be able to install the sheet vinyl here, and then we'll be headed over to that side over there. I'm working in a church here again, and this was Rotter had tore out 2 floors, 2 layers of subfloor here. There's actually, this is underneath here. This is the first layer going back. Let's see. And this is, again, the first layer. It's just now starting to work on a nice clean layer because we're going to glue vinyl down on this. So got one board down here is yet to be screwed off all the way. But fixing to put our second layer of plywood down, and this is going to sheet vinyl. This was a disgusting mess. I mean, this floor was like super wavy where it had been leaking. There's 2 layers of particle board down. So you can imagine with it having a flood. So just take a look and see at how big the gap is under the straight edge. That shows you how bowed up the floor was. Right on the other side of the baptismal is a room just like this that we're going to do the same thing over there. And then this is getting, we're going to pull this old dirty carpet out and put in a new room of carpet. Doggy. About ready to put some mud down. Okily dokily artity chokity. Second little skim here that we needed a little bit more out here. As soon as this bad boy dries, we were going to be on cue. You know, we're going to get that in there. I laid it starting here, laid into the bathroom and so forth, that direction. And it's 13-2 wide material, so there's probably just going to be a little seam somewhere right over in here and on the other side of that unit right there. So not much of a seam. I could have ran it the other way, had a seam back there and a seam back there, but schmack-a-doodle, I chose not to. I know some guys might say, oh, you could put a seam right there in the doorway. Well, you know what, if it's done right, I've never had an issue out of a seam, just to install in period, if it's done right. Only time there's a problem is if something's not done right. So, I have put the floor back, I've done that, 2 layers of 3/4 plywood, I've done it myself. I've skimmed over this, I primed it and skimmed over it twice. I'm going to full spread this vinyl. I'm going to use the correct seam sealer, so I don't think there's going to be any issue anywhere. Cock-a-doodle-doo. Well, I think I probably won't have time to glue it, but I do want to get this vinyl cut in and everything like that. That way in the morning I can fold it back and glue it. Maybe while I'm staining base and quarter round and stuff like that, the glue can be setting up. So I wanted to get it all cut in and stuff anyway. It's getting a little late already, but I want to get her done, son. Get her done. Alrighty, we got this thing at least cut down. Tomorrow we got it all prepped and the vinyl cut down, and the first thing in the morning, fold this bad boy out, put some goo on the floor while the goo is drying, then we'll go outside and stain the base and quarter round and get this all did up, man. This place has took a huge turn for the good since we come in here a couple days ago. Yes, sirree. Yes, sirree, son. Yes, sirree.